Now we would come to the next attribute, that is anchor point. So let me delete this rotation, and I just selected all and hit on my delete key. And let's see now what is an anchor point. What I would do is, in order to show you the anchor point, I would select my motion. I would just left click here. So if you notice here on my program panel, it has been selected. So through this also I can scale it. If you see the values on my scale in my FX control panel, it is been changing. So you can do it from here, though it is not though user friendly. And even if I move this, so my position is also changing. You can place it anywhere, though it is again not user friendly, and we prefer to do all the changes from our FX control panel itself and not from the program panel. So I would just reset everything. And coming to this anchor point is the point which is there in the middle of your clip or image. It is the midpoint of a video clip. So if I hover my mouse here, I'm getting a icon. So if I move this to say something here, if you see my anchor point values on the FX control panel are changing. Let me reset this. So the original was 650 into 360, and now if I move this, so my position is also changing along my anchor point. And if I click outside, you can see the anchor point has changed along with the position and the anchor point on both X and Y axis. So what if I keep my anchor point here? The anchor point has again changed, and what it would do is, instead of scaling it or positioning it from the middle, it would start from this end. So if we move our position, if you see, it is going from that point. I'll just reset this. And so if you see, by default the values for a video clip or an image are 640 and 360. So my values are the same, 640 and 360, but as my anchor point has been changed, position for this has also been offset, and the anchor point is right now 91.4 and 84.1 on my X and Y axis. So the values are same for position, but as my anchor point has been changed, so the position of this is not exactly set or scaled to our frame. So yeah, that was our anchor point, and again you can animate the anchor point, but generally we do not animate the anchor point, and we only work with position while if we want to change our position of the video footage or the image, or even if we want to scale it up, we just scale it through this option and we do not change the anchor point. So yeah, that was our anchor point. The next option to anchor point is anti-flicker filter. Now, what is anti-flicker? Flicker means there are many times we must come across, or we may have come across, there are some footage where there is a kind of flicker or there is a kind of disturbance inside our video. So in order to get rid of that, if we increase the value of this to 1, it would try to um, get rid and eradicate the flicker to a very good extent. But as in this footage we do not have any kind of flicker, so the effect of this, the value which has been changed, would not be shown here, as this is not a flicker footage. Generally, if a footage is of very sometime a very long time back or something, so when there was when the technology was not developed much, so we may get those footage if we need to work on those footage, so this feature would work then. So right now I would change it back to the anti-flicker filter to 0, as this is not a flicker kind of footage, and it is a very clean footage. Even if I increase the value to 1, it wouldn't be of any use. So yeah, that was anti-flicker.